What is up guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and in today's video I am very excited for this video. In this video we're going to be upgrading our home network set, and I've already done a video on this. It shows me building and showing all the product. Go and watch that video. You guys have been showing some support on it. I got 1.3k views in 2 weeks, and you guys have been commenting, I've been commenting back. It's been very helpful. Since that last video, some stuff has changed that I have not shown you. So the first thing that we're going to do is that we're going to jump up to the loft and show you guys what has changed and the newish setup. Then we can begin changing or upgrading. But before we do that, I do want to say there is bad lighting up in the loft because there is only like one massive light bar. So the lighting in there is not that good, and this camera, it doesn't really work very well in low light, so the camera quality might be a little off, but my bad. So as you can see, this is the setup. And well, first thing you can see is some Tanga and Sprites. This is the setup, and the first thing that you could probably tell is that that was my old case down there, very small, and this is our big one. So new case, very big, got some good ventilation right here and some fans at the back, glass front, and these sides can pop off with the key, and it has a key to open up the door. Let's get the torch. So let's have a look at the setup. We have our netgear switch right here. This is 24 port PoE. We got all these cables running to our patch panel where all of the other wires come in and come out. So we've got the switch, got our patch panel. Moving on down, we have this thing right here. This is our DVR for our CCTV cameras, and we've put it on a rack mounted shelf. And we have our Apple time capsule down there to back up all of my Mac stuff. The floor, we have put in the floor up here. We've actually screwed in just a piece of wood because this is our main working area here. And these like little things right here, they did not work at all, so I did buy this piece of wood and just screw it down, and well, it's been very helpful. And also right at the back there you can see a lot of cables, but we have like these rack mounted extensions. I believe they're called DPU. Got that one at the bottom, which is surge protection, and this is our main one, and then we've got this extra one up the top for just in case. So you guys might be asking me, what are we gonna be replacing about this perfect setup? It is a perfect setup and I do like it. We have a decent setup here, but things do we need to change. For example, like that network switch, the netgear switch, it needs to change because it only can do 100 megabytes, and we had a upgrade on our internet coming in, so I am now having 140 megabytes coming into the house, but I'm only stuck at 100. We need to change that first. And the second thing that we need to change is the patch leads, wires that goes from the switch into our patch panel. We're going to be changing those as well for a different colour rather than standard black, and they need to be longer. But first I'm going to show you those stuff downstairs because it's very cold up here. So this is what we're going to be replacing the setup with. First off, we have this. This is a ubiquiti switch, or unifi if you will. This is a 16 port PoE switch, and this is 2nd gen, so the screen is touchscreen, and this can do over 100 to 1000 megabytes, something like that. And we also have the cloudkey to go with it as well. So this is going to really complete the whole ubiquiti setup that I've already got around my house. And we've also got this Ethernet wire here. This is purple Ethernet wire. This is Cat 5e. and we're going to be making up our own wires with that. But first, before we install that Ubiquiti switch in our cabinet, in the last video I didn't really explain the whole process behind it all. I tried to explain it the best I can about the whole setup, but in this video I'm going to do like a little diagram to show you. So we're going to do that first, then we're going to install the Ubiquiti switch and get that all set up. Okay, so we are over here in Photoshop. So the first thing that we're going to draw is our router, which supplies our internet to our switch. This is our router. Our router which gives our switch internet. So we're going to draw a line or a wire from our router to our switch. So then we're going to draw another box to represent our netgear switch. So we have our router which gives internet into the house. We have our Ethernet wire which goes up the side of the house to supply our switch with internet. Then we're going to draw another line off from the switch to our little mini switch which is in the shed. I think it's called a Flex Mini. So this is our Flex Mini switch. And then we're going to draw another box. We're going to draw another line from that to our access point which is in the garden. So this is our Flex Mini switch which is in the shed, and our access point which gives our garden internet. Then we're going to draw another line from this. Then we're going to do another circle for our access point which is in the landing, which gives the whole of the upstairs Wi-Fi. Then we're going to draw another line for this line is for like our PC or NAS or Mac, etc. Then this one right here is for our cloud key which we have. This is our cloud key. So our cloud key is going to allow me to see our Ubiquiti switch, our access point on the landing, the Flex Mini in the shed, and the garden access point. So I can see all of this stuff right here. This is my basic overall diagram without the patch panel or anything else in it. I'm going to give that a smiley face and a big tick. So we've got all the stuff up here in the loft, and now we're going to unbox this Ubiquiti switch and see if it actually works or not, because I have not saw it yet. So we're going to unbox it now. Oh, it's very small. Like I said, it's only 16 ports rather than 24 like my old one. So I guess we'll get this into that rack, and yeah, we'll do that. Okay guys, so I have just moved this switch up from there. I'm still going to be keeping this switch just in case I've run out of ports on this, because only 8 of it's PoE and the other 8's just normal, whereas these are the entire PoE. So I'm going to keep this one so I can just make another lead from there if I need to. Now I'm going to plug in this one for my computer so I can control it, and then plug in the cloud key, turn it on, and then go downstairs to the PC and configure all this. Okay, so I've just loaded it into the Ubiquiti site thingy-majiggy. But if you come here to devices, we shall see our Flex Mini, our access point on the landing, and our outside access point. I can't see the cloud key, but we have our switch, and that's good enough for me. So I'm going to hit adopt, and it is literally as simple as that. And we're going to launch the discovery tool, hopefully to find our cloud key. Find cloud key, and there it is, the unifi cloud key version 2. Okay, so now since we've got cloud key configured and the switch, and if you look here actually on the screen, it's doing that, so you can actually scan it with your phone. But you actually look at the settings of this, it doesn't really want to focus, but if you go into the settings up the brightness of the screen to change the colour of the screen. Look at that, that is just sick. But I'm going to leave it purple because I like purple. So now what we have left to do now is get rid of these tiny black wires and make up new of these purple ones, because these are too short to reach all over there. 8 of these cables up to reach from there to over there. I'll see you when I've done all these cables and tied them all up and set up the Synology NAS as well, and then everything else. So when you're doing the patch cable wires, a lot of people seem to do the type B way, and not me. I do the type A because it's just a lot easier to remember. But essentially it doesn't really matter which type of way, like type A or type B way, as long as you match the wires on the other end, you're fine. But I do the type A, a lot of people do the type B. Okay guys, so we seem to be having a little bit of trouble with the whole system. These wires kind of not working. We bought like these new Ethernet ports, the plugs that goes on the end, and they are pass through, and these are meant to be easier compared to our old ones. But half these wires do not even want to work at all. And now the access point and the shed access point and the Flex Mini in the shed are not working at all. They're being blocked, or it's coming up down. These wires are not working essentially. So this morning we went out and brought a couple of things. This morning we went out and brought these are our original Ethernet plugs. So now we've got these, we can make up new patch cable. And we also went out and brought this thing. This thing's a cable tester. It tests all of your made up Ethernet wires, and this one for example, only 3 of the wires actually makes contact with the actual pins inside. The pass through plugs actually don't work at all. So yeah, so we're going to be spending some time making up new wires to the exact length and everything all over again. That will hopefully solve one of our problems. So okay guys, after doing 3 hours of doing these cables to the exact perfect measurement to where they actually look pretty decent, and honestly these do look pretty decent to be fair, so, and they all work, so these old plug. So now what I have to do is get some green cable ties and tie up these wires so they look a little bit better. And then from there I need to go into the back of the patch panel and run a couple of wires for our Synology NAS and our Western Digital NAS. And they're probably going to be at the bottom here somewhere, but first we do need to clean up this bottom area just a little bit. So guys, I have finally done all of the patch leads or patch cables for the patch panel into the switch, and we have nearly filled up. We have nearly filled up all of those ports on the one side. So I've left one extra, so if we need to we can jump into the top one, but those sides are PoE and I really don't take up those. But the patch cables are all done, and I routed another Ethernet cable for our Synology NAS into the back of the patch panel, which goes into the front, and for our into our WD NAS as well. So that's essentially all done. Well, what we need to do now is tidy up the stuff on the bottom and on top of our old one, and tidy up the stuff on the floor, and then from there we are essentially done. So guys, I am super happy with how all of this has turned out. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown. We still have our netgear plugged in. It was connected, but this is going to be our backup just in case this Ubiquiti one kind of fails. But these patch cables have actually turned out pretty amazing. I need to put some more labels and change some stuff on there, but this Ubiquiti switch is actually pretty good. If you go into port number 6, it tells you how many megabytes going up, how many megabytes going down, and how much PoE it is using, and it pretty much says that for everything. So this is pretty sick switch. Over here we have our Synology NAS. This is mine. We've got our Western Digital My Cloud. This is my dad's actually. Moving along, we still have the DVR here. And over here, we have the Apple time capsule. I'm so glad that I've got this cable tester, because I should have brought this sooner for these cables, but it's been such a big help, so I should have brought this sooner really for all of these cables. And I use this our old one, this little one, to store all of my stuff in, like all the Ethernet equipment, screwdrivers, pliers, electric tape, all the old wires in there and everything else. So guys, it has been a couple of months since we last done anything to this server. Had a ton of fun doing this server, and it's been great. We've been getting the full range of our Wi-Fi speed, because technically it's classed as a gigabit, but it's not a gigabit, so yeah. And we've had some trouble with the server, got them all fixed, and also we actually added a couple of things to it, and let's actually show you that. Yeah, as you can see, one's there and one's there, and them two, they actually run off the mains, and these are some powerful beefy ones. And we actually connect these two fans to this thermostat right over here, and I've got it set to 25, so if it gets to like 25 degrees in this server, the fans will click on, because summer is literally right around the corner. And let's see if we can actually turn these on. Oh, as you can see, about the tinsel just flies. Them quiet, but they've got some like power when they like turn on, and you can feel, and there's like a lot of air coming out up the top. So like I was saying, these fans, they will like pull the air through like these holes here, and there's holes like underneath here as well as like on the sides as well, for both sides. So they would like pull air through, cool everything down, and then air will come out here. And the way that I've got these fans orientated is that they like suck in the air. They're like sucking air, and then they like blow it up and out. That's what everyone says. And also, I've also got this monitor as well here. Let's not even talk about that monitor, but this monitor, I've got that for our DVR right over here. I don't even want to talk about that monitor. It's absolutely rubbish. And also we added in this camera right here as well. This is a PoE camera. This is only just to keep an eye of this. Like I said, we've been having some issue, and rather than me just coming up here and seeing if everything's okay, we can just look on that camera and it will just see if anything's blinking off or on or etc. So honestly, it's a lifesaver. So that's going to be the end of this video, and like I said, I had a ton of fun doing this, a lot of stressfulness as well, especially with those patch cable wires. I did a couple of stuff such as the fan and such as the camera right above me. Hopefully we have no more issues. We haven't had none in a long time. So yeah, this is going to be the end of the video, and I will see you guys next time in the next video.